I like the countdown we get.
I don't see it.
Oh, counts down on my end. 3, 2, 1. Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 29 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van.
Hello.
We were recording on Tuesday, April 1st. It's not a joke, 2025.
I didn't even catch that.
On today's episode, we'll be diving into Reign's disappointing loss down in LA from Sunday evening, as well as taking a quick look at some other results around the league and how things stand after week 3 in the NWSL. But first, some housekeeping. You ready to go?
I'm ready. I didn't know if you wanted me to.
I can knock it out.
Okay.
We want to remind people the Cooler Guild is part of the Sound Heart Podcast Network. You can either listen to us on our public feed, or if you're a Sound Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at sounderheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing. Did you do anything cool before you had to watch this tragic game?
I got to see a purebred cat at
God damn it.
the local bar.
What kind of cat was it?
It was a British short hair. I sent you a picture of it.
Oh, okay, that was the cat. I was like, gray cat, cool.
And
Apparently, it's way cooler than I realized.
Like purebred cats, okay, weird, but also I picked it up and it was like so light.
Yeah.
It looked big, but it was like very light.
Whose cat was it?
Some random guy just walked into the bar with his cat and he's like, I'm trying to socialize him. And I'm like, okay.
It's not a dog.
Weirdo. And then he's just like handing him to people to hold.
Was it like a younger cat?
I think he said it was like 9 months old.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Other than that, just been catching airplanes on my new favorite airplane app that I've been using for a while.
Yeah. Got me on that.
Super fun.
We're not getting paid
Sky Cards.
Let's not promote it. We're not getting paid for it.
I don't think they make any money off of it. Honestly.
Yeah, probably not.
What about you?
I had a friend in town visiting Saturday night. I got dragged out. And I didn't want to go. It was really annoying. We did go to a spa before that, but my friend was in town because we went to a tote making class.
Oh.
And I made a sick tote that I have right here, and I'm going to show you.
Show me.
It's made out of wax.
Show it to me, Rachel.
It's made out of wax canvas.
Oh.
Perfect for that Northwest weather. I did 2 colors because I was like, can we do more than one color? And he was like, I never thought about it, but yeah, sure. So it's like nice. I like got the leather all done for the handle.
So you sewed it and you cut the leather?
Yeah. We like, well, the leather banding was like already cut, but I had to like run it through a little thing to like soften the edges, and I had to like punch the holes in it, and I had to use the sewing machine for everything, like put on the rivets, measured some stuff.
Did you have to sew the tote bag?
Yeah, I sewed all of it.
Oh.
We like cut the piece of fabric from like the roll and then put it together. I don't know, like I had to sew the pocket on. I sewed everything. Did
they have like a template so you knew
no, he
what
just
size to make everything?
He just had like a big table, like a drafting table that has like, you know, like grid on it so you can measure it out. But like there was no template per se. There was a template for like marking the holes where to put the handles, just so it's easy for him, you know, when he's making them to sell. But
that's neat. That looks expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive. He sells them for quite a bit of money. I mean, I paid more to make mine, but now I could make one myself if I wanted to, which is pretty neat. I also got to use a like commercial grade sewing machine, and I'm trying to convince the man there to hire me and teach me more stuff.
That'd be cool. I feel like he'd be really good at that.
Yeah, he did seem impressed by me and my other friend. Not necessarily my wife, but
Alex. We love Alex.
Yeah.
She's already a doctor. She doesn't need to know how to sew. Well,
he
She
did
does need to know how to sew in a way, but
with hands. She can sew by hand really easily. It's machines, it's not so good. She also did not have a commercial grade machine because he only had two for us to use. So
mm,
not necessarily her fault. But he did say our three bags were probably the best three bags he's seen. He said they were the best three bags he's ever seen people make in his class. So my wife can't be too hard on herself. And
I'm
hers looks
sure hers
great.
is great.
You know, it is. It's great. You wouldn't be able to tell. It's not. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks great. Anyways, so I did that, and then I went home and finished this rain game. I missed part of the first half, but guess we'll get into. I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
You wanna
The
do the
press
match?
conference after the game was not fun.
No, hit the match recap for us.
Yeah, let me get into it. The Rain traveled down to LA riding a high after last weekend's victory in North Carolina. Their confidence was quickly shattered after Alyssa Thompson broke through and scored in the 8th minute. The Rain fought back and were awarded a penalty 4 minutes later that was converted by Ji So-yun. The game stayed even in score, but the Rain were on their back foot, ultimately conceding in the 63rd minute, when Angel City's Riley Tiernan was left unmarked and headed in across from Claire Emsley. The game ended in a 2-1 loss for the Rain, heading into a much-needed international break.
I really thought we should have won this match.
The
Not
way
like
we the
the
way
way
we
it was
played, we shouldn't
played.
have.
No, but before it happened, I was like, "This is a game we should be able to win."
Well, we got to talk about players we were missing, right?
Yeah, didn't yeah.
Fishlock, who was absolutely crucial last game, was out.
Yeah, the game before.
Yeah. We still haven't seen Lynn on the field.
Nope.
Haidema's still out.
Yep.
So that's a lot. So it was
It
always going to be
is.
difficult going into this game. It was going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah. My dog's barking. Alex is home.
Do you want to put on your other? I can't see when. Oh, I guess there's a red light.
All right, we had to take a quick break. My dog's barking because my wife came home. We knew that Alyssa Thompson is kind of hitting her stride.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's maybe the part I was hoping we could contain. I thought we
I
could.
was also hoping that, and it was surprising to me that I don't know. It was just. It seemed like they, and I know this isn't true, but it felt like they were unprepared,
Mm-hmm.
which is the frustrating part.
I think I would chalk it up to be they were missing the leadership on the field of Jess Fishlock, and then I think that they maybe used all of their tactical wit and energy and stuff on the North Carolina game. I mean, I know it's a new game. You had a week off, or a week to prepare, I suppose. But I think when you beat a team like North Carolina on the road for the first time in a long time, maybe you just didn't really have what you needed to mentally.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. They're professional athletes, so they're not like they're going to be out there taking their foot off the gas, you know?
Yeah.
But there is a mentality issue. But again, it's a whole, the players we were missing, especially Fishlock, really change a lot of the dynamics, I feel like, on the field. But yeah, it was just really disappointing.
Yeah. A couple notable stats I pulled up. It was the 38th consecutive appearance for Phoebe McClernand. Pretty neat. And that was like after she came back from like being on like a long-term injury. So the fact that she's able to stay healthy after that's very good. And then the other thing was this was our second loss ever to Angel City over 11 meetings. So I guess maybe that was why I was like, oh, we'll be fine. But they did have Sam Lady leading the team. And if anyone's going to figure out Laura Harvey, it's going to be Sam Lady.
Right.
That's an unfortunate thing to deal with on our end. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's not the
so
first time he's done that.
no. But we didn't there were moments where it was exciting. And I think I love that youthful energy that players like Sam Meza and um whatchamacallit why am I blanking?
Darlene.
Darlene
Yeah, Darlene.
are bringing,
Yeah.
and the work ethic that they're putting in. We just need to see results out of it.
I mean, there's going to be growing pains.
For sure.
I think it's like super like ignorant to think that everything's going to click week in week out with these new players. And they're young. This is Sam Meza's first start.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie Darlene's third game.
Yeah, so that's
Professionally.
that's being it's like you said, it's we're not mad, we're disappointed. it's it's a lot of that. And I think if you would have told me at the end of last season, before we'd made any signings, before we'd done anything, at the end of last season, if you'd told me your team's gonna start the next season 1-1-1,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, dope, sweet,
Yeah,
I'll
hell
take
yeah.
it. I'll take it.
Especially when you factor in that one win was against North Carolina
Mm-hmm.
on the road.
And then tying New York at home.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a week break for short international break. I guess it's kind of like 2 weeks. And then we play again. We don't play again until April 12th. So hopefully we
time to
get,
regroup.
yeah, hopefully the players that are injured can get that extra rest that they need and be able to come back with a little bit of energy. We'll see.
Yeah, I've kind of been thinking Laura Harvey doesn't want to push those injuries. It's, she's been kind of being like, oh, I think Lynn's like close. But like, you look at the calendar and you see this little break. Why would you push it when you can get a couple of extra weeks of rest on her and some extra training? So I have no complaints about them waiting on that long term,
Yeah.
at
And,
least.
she didn't get called into the national team camp. So
Mm-hmm.
even better. I mean, probably that was a lot of the reason why.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
What
do
else
you
did
want?
you like about the game?
Do you want to go into positives? Should we roll into positives, or do you just want like my general overall what I liked about it?
Yeah, what was your general overall feeling?
I don't think the team looks terrible. Um, I think they look exciting. They do look like they just have some lapses, perhaps, with
Maybe missing
positioning.
just a little bit of quality?
I wouldn't say that. I don't feel like I felt that, right?
No.
Like I don't when I saw the team last year, I was looking up top and I like didn't see what I saw in this game. Like there was moments where it was flowing and like the players getting onto the end of things, they're just kind of new,
Yeah.
right? It's not like they've been in this league for a while and they're in some sort of, drought with things. It's players that are figuring things out, getting up to speed with how fast this league plays. And I don't know. I think they've got a lot of potential still. I think they're fun to watch. I didn't like the goals that they let in. I was really hoping for a clean sheet, but those two goals that were scored, pretty hard to stop in my opinion. That's, one for Melissa Thompson couldn't have been placed any better. I could maybe have some complaints about where the back line was kind of marking up on the second goal that Angel City scored, but I felt pretty good watching them. I do think like I'm I'm worried. I don't know. Maybe I got too excited about beating North Carolina. Like we're playing Orlando next, and that I'm a little scared about now. Um, but I don't think we're terrible. I think that's kind of how I felt even with a loss.
I would agree with that. And I think what you were talking about with the, adjustment, that was pretty apparent to me, especially with Maddie Mercado getting the ball right on the penalty spot and being 1v1 and just taking a touch she didn't need to take
Yeah.
and just getting caught up and losing
Yep.
the ball. And you're just kind of like, oof. Then you're like, okay, well, let's give her some time.
Those instincts will come. Will come.
Yeah. So I don't, I also don't think we're bad. There were moments in that game where we looked like we had no idea what we were doing because it was like, I, I swear to God, I haven't seen this in a long time, and maybe it's because on the rewatch I already knew we lost. I'm being hypercritical, but
Sure.
there were times when it was just like we're kicking the ball into people, and I'm like, "Are you
Yeah.
12?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's that leadership and that kind of calm confidence that
Yes.
Jess Fishlock brings that kind of reels everybody back in. But yeah, there was a lot of that, which was again disappointing and kind of tough to watch. And I think an adjustment was made after the Thompson goal
Hmm.
that helped a little bit on that right side, our right side of the defense, but they were still getting fleeced.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think with having these new players and getting them in, I think at the halfway mark of the season, you can maybe start to make some conclusions.
Sure.
But we're not there yet, and there's always another week for them to pop up and learn from these mistakes that they're making in the league.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think people are maybe being. I thought people were being a little overreactive about it. Um, some people on the internet, maybe not all. Some people are being overreactive. Was I being overreactive about the team last week and their win over North Carolina? I don't care. At least they won.
Yeah,
um, maybe that was where people got disappointed. Is you see that result and then we end up with this, and it's like, God damn it! I thought we moved past this a little bit.
I think as well if in the next game, and I don't know what her fitness is at, but I think Coco has a good case to be a starting player.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see what the availability looks like. Well, I think you gotta at least play her and see what she can do playing longer and starting. I think she's made that case for herself.
I mean, she got 30 minutes,
Mhm.
but the team was already on the back foot,
Yeah,
struggling, and it's
yeah,
hard at that point.
yeah. But if they want to try, because Harvey's talked about wanting to press out of the gate, why not try that with someone as dynamic as Coco?
And that didn't seem to work as well this game. You
No.
could see that some players, and this is what worked in the last game, and you could argue even the game before, is having those pressing players really working together
The
to
midfield.
cut off those passing lanes, to put them under pressure. And it was just like one 18-year-old like running at someone. So it's like, the the vision was there, the execution was not
Yeah,
great.
yeah. And that's again growing pains. It's. I mean, you don't want to like. You would hope that you could have someone like G on the field and they could still work through it. But again, she's kind of new to the team as well, so she's a vet and all that. But pair that with some of these new to the league players, and it's just gonna take time.
Hmm.
So let's officially roll into positives. um, I mean, do we want to call it immediate response? I think because it wasn't really. I mean, it was a
No,
penalty.
because they had a chance like right after.
Yeah, But
Angel
the
City did, so it wasn't really an immediate response.
yeah, but the Reign did get their penalty a few minutes later. I mean, like it was called a penalty a few minutes later. VAR took their time looking it over. It was soft. I'm gonna go ahead and agree it was soft, but you get the penalty, you take it, and you score it, and now the game's back level. I think that's a positive. Keep yourself in it. Um, like your comment there about it.
So we do like an outline for every episode, and
hmm
we edit it together. So
Well,
I
like separately, but it's on the same thing.
yeah,
And then sometimes I don't read everything Van puts.
collaboration
Yeah,
edit.
yeah. It's a collab. And Van put the note. Probs I said prob soft and then Van added, but I don't care. Give her an Oscar. Hey, they're in LA. What better place to do it?
Yeah. And also like that's just how the game works sometimes. And I think props to AMC for recognizing that, feeling the pressure and going down.
Yeah.
Young players sometimes don't do that and you're like, "Oh my god, you just lost the ball. Why didn't you go down?"
Equal rights for women is we also need to fall down in the box.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. What do you got? Oh, we both texted about this. You texted me about it. Laura Harvey made 3 subs in the 60th minute.
I know, unheard of. And I
They're
think they were needed.
yeah.
Mondesir came in for Meza. Adama's in for Crnogorcevic. Holmes in for Mason. And I think Mason was struggling this game. I think that's fair to say. So Holmes came in and actually switched to the left side, and then they put Curry on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't help stopping Claire Emsley's cross.
She had a good game.
I know when she came to Angel City from Super League, people were like, "Oh my god, why would you want her? She's not good."
She is.
I know. She can't cut it in the WSL. She's gonna suck in the NWSL. And I was like, "Okay, girl, calm down."
What team was she on over there?
City?
I'm gonna double check. Everton? What? Oh, this is probably why people. Well, she's played for City.
City, yeah.
She's played for City. She's played for Everton. She played for Orlando Pride. So she's kind of been all over the place, but yeah, I mean, I could see why someone would maybe doubt her, but she's looking really good at Angel City, in my opinion. I would be stoked to have her.
And honestly, Alana Kennedy played well.
She did.
Not that we're going over LA positives right now. But players that have not really hit their stride for LA kind of hit their stride this game, which was really unfortunate for us.
I mean, I had said when we did predictions or whatever, I had kind of said like, "Oh, I think Angel City is going to win against San Diego." Like I said, I think I got tricked maybe by the Angel City
the branding.
Yeah, Angel City branding, but like this game I was like, okay, maybe I wasn't totally wrong. I think they always have the pieces to like do something good. It just seems like the chemistry isn't always there.
Yeah.
And I think yeah.
Same brain.
Same brain. This is a quick shout out I'm gonna do just because I don't know if Laura Harvey listens to the podcast. I liked her jacket again this week.
It was a good jacket.
It's like a light denim zip up. That's positive. Wish it would have been a winning jacket. Maybe we bring back the corduroy jacket. I'm a little
might have been a little too hot for that.
You're probably right.
I don't know. I do like the Reign's new warm-up jackets. The ones they walked out in.
Yeah.
Those are nice. I really like this kind of grayish blue
Seems like
Is there a name for grayish blue as a color?
I feel like the team probably has a name for the color.
Oh, it's probably on the media guide.
Yeah, they have. I feel like the league's stepping up with those pregame sweatsuits though. They're looking pretty good everywhere. I don't know if they're available for us to buy. That's the next step. Although I have a
It took how
matching.
many years to get goalkeeper jerseys?
Yeah, it's true. I do have a mat and I also have a matching sweatsuit that I just got. Do I need more than that? Probably not. I look like a fucking douchebag walking around town in multiple matching sweatsuits.
I'm gonna walk into the press box wearing a rain matching.
Hey guys.
What up?
I wanted to point out these chances for positives because to me, like I said, I don't think this team was terrible and had one of these kind of worked out. I think we're looking at a tie. Um, First chance I wanted to shout out was Maddie Mercado. Um, there was like a build up on the right. Emily Mason, passed the ball up the right of the field to Darlene, and Darlene crossed the ball over in. The crossover was really good from Darlene. It went through two defenders, and then that was the one where Mercado. I think you talked about it. Just didn't quite have the quickness to just turn it and try and just shoot it with as much as you can. Just try to shoot it because Sarah Gordon was able to clear that out, so it didn't work out. Obviously, because we lost. Then the other one was the chance for Montesir right after subbing on. There's a long ball. I believe it was McClernand from what it looked like. They had the stupid fucking commercial during halftime that was like taking up most of the screen that was like ending. Um, but it looked like it was McClernand. She just launched this ball and Coco got like a head on it, passed it over to Darlene, and then got back to Coco and she just shot it just a little wide. But I'm really, really, really liking what we're seeing from Darlene. I'm continuing the Darlene hype train. I think one of these days, sooner rather than later, hopefully, one of these actually turns into an assist or a goal for her. I'm really impressed with what we're seeing from her, and it's fun. It's fun to see someone young and fast like that. It's been I don't know if we've ever seen this on this team.
This was literally on the. Um, it was Phoebe McClernand because it was from a
Okay.
restart right after the sub.
Yeah.
It was literally right after she subbed in.
Which is great. You want to see that from Coco coming off the bench. Like her second touch is almost a goal.
And we had a couple that just like trickled. To be fair, they also had a couple that just kind of trickled past.
Yeah, yeah,
Could have been goals, but
yeah. I mean, I want to see those clean them up and everything, but I saw the quality in making those chances that maybe I didn't see last season, and it's got me excited.
G did nutmeg a player this game, which I loved,
Mm-hmm.
and ran through her, so it was great.
This is where last
She also backheeled. She also
yeah
had a backheel pass that was pretty dope.
she has some bad giveaways, and this is where I think maybe the missing fish lock was the issue, because she's usually able to kind of try stuff like that, and sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does, but at least there's someone behind her to clean it up.
But that's the problem when they're playing. So the way they started was kind of like an upside down triangle, and Sam Meza was on the left, James Turner was on the right, and then G was back in the bottom. And so that's kind of where that gets sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah, James Turner didn't have a great game. Unfortunate after last week.
But, that was kind of the last thing I had. Was there anything else positive? Oh, well, Kristen Press being 100 yards offside and still celebrating a goal.
Yeah, that was nice.
And I think the back line did a good job stepping up on that. So,
yeah. Negatives. This is a loss. We should just roll into that. Fishlock missing. Midfield struggles. Not fun.
No, the lack of possession was atrocious. And as a comparison to last game, is complete turnaround.
Yeah.
And I don't think the opponent was necessarily better. Just the product on the field, I think that the way that Angel City defended was a lot more impactful. But But missing Fishlock, who is such an integral part of how they move the ball around the back line and through the midfield, there are very rare instances when we had a pass that went from the right side of the field to the left side of the field. And I'm not talking about just whipping it around the back, but there's just a lack of continuity in our passing and in possession that was just really did not help the struggle that they were having.
Yeah, not great. Other we have a pretty good record against Angel City, and they're also not very good at home. We couldn't take advantage of that. I won't be too hard on it just because I do think, like I said, Alyssa Thompson's hitting her stride. I think she could have scored more goals against us, and maybe we got a little lucky there on some of those. Because she seems like she's on a mission this season for some reason or another. So I'm not going to be too critical on it, but I don't know. I still wasn't. Maybe I guess my negative is I had high expectations and none of them were met.
Yeah, we already touched on this, but unable to stop Alyssa Thompson is worrying to me because I feel like that's something that's pretty not easy to do, but if you focus on that and if you really want to shut her down, I think they could have done it. It just seemed like I don't know, it just didn't seem like a coordinated effort.
Yeah, which there's way more threatening players in the league that we have to play soon, specifically with Orlando. And now I'm like, oh god, not Barbara Banda.
Just throw AMC on her. Just body her out of the way.
It's not a bad idea. I don't hate that idea.
But again, there's a reason why I don't coach.
She like falls over and does some acting again. There was some contact. Sam Lady, I don't know what Angel City's plan is still with Sam Lady. I guess the negative is that Sam Lady isn't coaching for us and he's not on our coaching staff, and that was bad for us.
Mhm.
I don't think we have the coaching room now, unfortunately. What Angel City is going to do about him, I don't know, because they were doing interviews.
It seems to me like they're waiting for a summer window, which, according to people on the internet, makes it seem like they're going to hire an English coach or somebody from a European league.
There was rumors about like a male coach, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, we'll see what happens there. I think this is a top negative. We need a forward to score who's maybe doing it in the run of play as well. Because like our last goals that we got were we got the PK in this game, and then we got Jordan Bug banger, ridiculous banger, once in a maybe once in a career kind of goal like that. I hope not. Maybe there's more.
I don't know. She tried it again and it hit off somebody. So
and then we had the Just Fish lock goal in the box.
And then Adames.
Yeah. I mean, it's 3 games in. Don't want to overreact. But for how much Harvey is talking to us about wanting to press and kind of flip around people in the front, we need to see some production from them that results in goals.
And we didn't see in this game what we were stoked about last game, which was just taking shots. Even if you're outside the box, somebody just put it on frame. Went through most of the game without having a shot on with only having one shot on goal.
Yeah, I want to see them try stuff. But they were also like the game plan it wasn't working out. So I don't think that they were ready to try doing that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you have to adapt.
Yeah.
Good teams adapt.
Yeah. Well, and how bad were we last year?
Ugh.
3 games in.
I have
Trying
to
to
keep
be
reminding myself that like we have abundantly better problems right now than we did last season.
yeah. I'm trying to be realistic about stuff, but there are obvious critiques as well.
Yeah, this loss was very sobering.
Yeah.
But it's a loss. We move on. Play Orlando next.
I know.
But Maddie Darling could go on a run.
Maybe this is the game she balls out in a way that means goals for her. Because she's been working her ass off. She has been working her ass off, and I think she deserves credit for that.
She makes stuff happen.
Yeah. I think there's not much more to really dive into here, unless you got anything else.
No.
Got to move on. Cooler player of the match. Let's do it. Cooler player of the match.
I was going to do the first part.
Go for it.
Because I figured you'd do the second
No,
part.
yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. The cooler player of the match is brought to you by the Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner is a big fan of the rain and is proud to be our first sponsor. We had trouble with this one.
We did.
We had trouble with choosing a player of the match.
The obvious would be G, but I again, I think in the spirit of the cooler play of the match, that's not what we intend to do. We don't want to just do the obvious unless it's a ridiculous game that someone has, which was not the case, I would say.
So, since we can't give her an Oscar,
we can give her the next best thing,
which is cooler player of the match, which goes to Sergei Gorchevich's acting skills.
Yeah, I mean, she got a little bit of contact and went down. Not saying there wasn't contact, not saying it was totally fake, but she sold it. She made it look great. Got the penalty. Put us in the game for a little bit. Didn't work out in the end, but I do appreciate someone doing that.
Sometimes you got to try stuff.
Yeah. It's soccer. Things like this are meant to be part of the game.
It is annoying. It is annoying when it happens to us.
Absolutely.
So I can see how this might upset some people, but
we're not here to. This isn't RuPaul's Best Friends race.
Oh, Lord.
Once again, thank you to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a rain match. Stop in today and try their Marantz Fizz. I hope I'm not butchering that. Okay, we're going to have to take it slowly on this description, which is a mouthful, but I really enjoyed it, and it sounds so delicious. A fatuous, not fascist, a fatuous... A fatuous, frivolous, and fabulously fizzy, subtle, citric, creamy coconut concoction presented Ramos Gin Fizz style. It sounds so good, and I love gin, and I love a fizzy drink. Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink. We got one community question from folks. I don't think many people wanted to remember this game. So we got something.
Quickly move on.
Yeah. So we got the one from Steve. Shout out Steve.
Vote. Steve Vote.
Steve Vote. We got that cleared up from him. Thank you. There was a dragon-sized hole in the midfield with Fishlock out on Sunday. How does this team fill that more effectively in the future? Formation shift, different combo of midfielders, go shopping in the summer window, or something else?
Try it all.
I got time.
This is a really good question. I don't know how you fix it. I think we don't have a player really that does what Fishlock does. She's one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to figure out a replacement for that, I think, is going to be pretty impossible. I think that the next the next option is going to be to shift the formation
Yeah.
because what we did didn't work. So something's got to change there. Different combo of midfielders. Who would you put in there?
I mean, I think you could start Olo, but I don't know where she's at fitness wise.
No, she looked pretty rusty when she came on too.
Yeah. I mean,
We
her
know
and her,
that's not.
her no, go ahead.
We just know that that's not usual for her, but she's been out for a hot minute.
Yeah, and not surprising.
Go shopping in the summer window. Do we have any money?
Yeah, we have money, right?
I think so.
I mean, I don't know what I hate how everything is so not clear for the NWSL, but like
Mm-hmm.
we've got our new ownership, so please go get us somebody.
Lily Johannes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like that is the position we would need too. Um not it's not an easy role to fill or position to fill. If you're having issues in this place in the field, you have to find the right fit for the team that works with the players that you have. It's not an easy thing to do.
I would like to steal Sonnet.
I know. It's really a shame that that went down the way it did.
Yeah, because I think that she would be really good in that role.
Yeah, I think that gives me hope for at least because Harvey kind of got her back to her prime, right? Oh God, not that. So my hope is that I don't know, Harvey can coach up whoever is the person that's going to need to fill in after some amount of games. But that did take a little while for Sana to kind of start hitting. Not very long because she's already like hit that level before. So it might be a matter of finding somebody that's at a similar level as Sonnet on a different team and bringing them in and getting them up to speed. I think that's maybe where I'm leaning towards still. The summer's just so far away.
So I'm
I
saying so. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you fix that.
I think I mean you got to try different combos. This is Maze's first
is this
start.
the theme of the episode? Is try stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we had that kind of last season, and then it was literally every single game trying stuff, and it really didn't work.
Mm-mm.
Obviously, I don't want to see that amount of trying stuff. I mean, the only change in the starting lineup for this game was Meza, so um, I think that's maybe a good sign. You don't want to do too much, but I think they'll be able to look at film from this match too and um, see exactly what didn't work and improve on that. But I don't know. Some of these young players are it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Which makes this next week and a half off great.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Um, yeah. Let's go into some results from the NWSL week 3. Annoyingly, you texted me this because I had someone in town, so I was kind of trying to entertain someone. So I didn't get to watch Friday night's match. I watched some highlights and stuff, but annoyingly, 2 games on at the same time again.
It's the worst. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah. Also, the Prime videos are so nice, so it's just like let us watch 2 games on there at back to back maybe.
Or
Anyways,
give me a dual screen.
yeah, that would be
Go
sick.
go Olympics coverage on it.
Yeah, that would be sick. They should do that. Surprised they don't offer that. Um, Washington Spirit and Bay played each other. There was 2 headers from Ashley Hatch, 3 minutes apart. uh, Bay, get it together. They like if you have 2 headers scored against you and you didn't get anything else on your own end, like ooh, I don't know. Bay's kind of got a lot of issues, I think, going on with their coaching stuff, and they've got that investigation or whatever happening. They've got some good players, but it's a new team. They look new sometimes, especially in games like this. I think Ashley Hatch is now what, fifth in the NWSL scoring too after these goals.
I didn't look at that stat,
It was something
but
like that, but she's climbing up that, so she's a goal scorer. Got to mark her better, especially if it's on headers. That's pretty. You should have learned from the first one.
yeah. Did they confirm that we're going to talk about the
Tiernan,
yeah,
Tierna, not
did,
Tiernan.
did they confirm her ACL?
I'm pretty sure they did. Let me double check.
So Gotham and Houston played and they tied 0-0. But Tierna Davidson went down in the first half.
I don't know if they've confirmed it yet because it's Tuesday, but sometimes they're a little delayed on the scans for that. But she was replaced on the national team roster for a knee injury.
And replaced with Giselle Thompson.
Yeah, people are suspecting, which Giselle Thompson's playing really well too. But people are suspecting it's an ACL.
Well, she's done it before.
Yeah, and it was the opposite knee of her other one.
Ugh.
That's, I always think, the worst news. I also I watched part of that game and the grass wasn't seeming great. I didn't get to see the tear when she went injured or whatever, but people are kind of stepping in around the box and getting their feet caught. I don't know if that played a part into it. ACL tears happen on any type of surface, and it's also I don't know, it's a freak thing sometimes. Not it's not necessarily the surface that causes it, but for a grass field, you'd hope to see better upkeep and not see those kinds of things happening.
Yeah, it looked weird. The field did. But
I don't know if anyone else plays on that field other than the Dynamo and the Dash, but yeah, I don't know.
Orlando did Orlando stuff, but so they played San Diego. Orlando won 2-1, but San Diego played a really good high press for a lot of the first half and held Orlando off pretty well for a good amount of time, which was surprising.
Yeah. McCutcheon seems to be becoming a pretty solid goal scorer for them. And then the other goal that they got was a penalty kick. So, I would say containing Barbara Banda is always something that you should be happy about from San Diego's perspective. Obviously, you want to at least walk away with a point if you're able to do that, and they didn't get jack shit.
And they went into halftime 0-0
Mm-hmm.
because Claire McCutcheon didn't score until the 50th minute.
Mm.
So,
I guess I don't know how my fraud watch for KC is going. Utah, I will say they're not looking too hot this season, at least not yet. I think there's maybe people were thinking they might be past their problems. Don't know if that's the case yet. But KC put up 3 on Utah. And this is what I was talking about. I was like, they're capable of doing something like this, and I was just waiting for them to actually do it, and they finally did.
mm-hmm.
So I'll put them on the back burner of the fraud watch for now. Because again, this was Utah. Put 3 up on Utah. That's good, obviously, but I want to see what they do against somebody like Orlando, or even mostly Orlando. I want to see what they do against Orlando, because Orlando, I loved when they took it to them last year. And the other part of that KC game is they were all first half goals, so they scored 3 in the first half and then didn't do anything after that. So, where was your second half performance, KC? I don't know.
I watched the Portland, North Carolina game.
The what did I call it? The Battle of the Boring. That's we're gonna have to call that stadium I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up with a good name. Something boring. Boring Park. That was a really good one, huh?
Wow, so creative.
I know. I'll work on it.
Uh, they did. North Carolina did get a penalty, and Mackenzie Arnold saved it.
It was a horrible kick.
It was not great, but she went the right way. So
It was a really bad kick though. But like Mackenzie Arnold,
has actually been playing pretty well this season.
which is great because now they'll sign her longer, and then once she gets her extension, she'll feel like she can chill out a little bit more and
She'll
go
go
back.
full Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and then she'll go back to the Mackenzie Arnold I grew and loved last season.
God. Louisville won. Louisville beat Chicago.
Yeah, not saying much there.
Mm-mm.
Poor Chicago. That is a dumpster fire of a dumpster fires.
They're
Poor
really struggling.
Poor Alyssa Nahir. That goal just like that they got was a quick
It dipped
turnover.
so hard.
It what?
It dipped so hard.
Yeah, that deflection was kind of brutal.
It was real brutal.
I think Alyssa was a little further out than she needed to be, but I mean that just like popped right over.
With that deflection, you can't save that.
Yeah.
That's a nasty curve or nasty spin on the ball to make it dip.
Yeah. If we look at the standings, there is, I would say, some good news. The Rainer is still in sixth place, which I think you can be happy about. 1-1-1. That's not terrible to start the season, especially since you got a win against a very, very formidable team. Where the hell is it? It's not giving me the standings.
We're in sixth place. The Rainer in sixth place.
There we go. Standings. Pride, Current, leading the top. I think everyone at the top three is who you expect. There's really, I don't know. I don't feel like anything's a given this year for anything outside of the top three. I feel pretty good about Pride, Current, and Spirit kind of holding those top spots for a while and kind of trading places maybe. But I wouldn't say there's any clear other teams that are gonna be threatening them. And then once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. So, try to make your just try to stay in the playoffs. Just try to stay above that line.
Stay above the line. I will say it'll be really. I'm really curious to see going forward as more teams play each other. Really, how the season looks like it's going to span out results wise, because we're still early on. We're 3 games in, so it's a little close right now for me to make any assumptions. But I think you're on point about Orlando, Casey, and Spirit being top 3 teams.
I do think I would make a bet that the Chicago Stars are going to get the wooden spoon. I feel pretty confident about that. Unfortunately for Chicago fans.
Yeah.
I don't see where that gets better. I just don't.
0 points after 3 games, a -8 goal differential.
Oh, no. Oh, it's so bad. It's bad.
It's just not good.
No. Yeah. So for next up for the Reign, do you want to give a little quick preview?
Well, we're playing Orlando.
Fun fact.
So Orlando are going in. They have not lost or drawn a match, so they're 3-0-0. They look like they're going to be a very formidable opponent.
Sucks for us, but
So we got to figure out a way to contain them. I think if we can pull a point out of this match, it would be extremely surprising.
I don't think it'd be that surprising. given what they did in North Carolina, I think they could, because if the game's in Seattle, they'll have the rest that
North
they
Carolina are in
needed.
10th, though.
I know, but we hadn't won there for a very, very long time.
And this is a home game. We're going to be playing Orlando at home.
Yeah,
Saturday, April 12th at 4:30 p.m. That game will be on Ion.
but they also don't play on turf as often, so I think we've got that as to an advantage.
I like your optimism.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised with a point.
I would be.
Okay,
But I might be a little biased after rewatching the last game today.
that's fair. Things we want to see. I hit it with the don't get embarrassed.
Don't get blown out at home.
You can't do it.
Nope. Not good for anybody. I would like to see better positive possession, so moving the ball forward, passing it through the midfield, keeping possession, not giving the ball away errantly, and also just taking more shots. If you have an opportunity and it's the best choice, take the shot.
Yeah. Be a hero at Lumen. Why not?
I'll
Donna's got
be
to.
there. You're thinking about going?
Yeah, I'm thinking about heading up. I'm having some personal stuff going on at the end of this month that's going to put me out of commission for a little bit, as far as at least getting to games. Anyone can do anything from a couch, though. I can just fucking sit and watch the games at home. But I also really, as everyone knows, we're quite. I mean, I'm not rooting for Orlando. Do not get me wrong, but I do. Like, if there's a chance to see Orlando in person, I want to go see it. So I'm gonna see if I can make it work and get up to the game. Um, yeah, because I mean, how much time do we have with Marta left too? So if you're thinking about going, it's on a Saturday, which is great, and it's not at like 1 o'clock. So get your tickets. We'll see you there from far away, but we'll see you there. It'll be fun. Hopefully, in not an embarrassing way though.
I think Barbara Banda is incredible,
Okay, this is turning into the Orlando
but
Pride
I don't
podcast.
want her to be incredible on this day.
No. I want to see us like destroy them, or at least like surprise them and shock them.
I
I wanna-
think the team has the capability to do that,
Sure.
which I wouldn't have said last season.
No, definitely not.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
thoughts. Positive thoughts.
they're the clear underdog, so like you have nothing to lose. I'm gonna hold on to that.
If there's a single game that you would say, all right, we can wash our hands of this one, we'll move on. If we lose, like this is probably that game.
This or Orlando away. That one's but not having good vibes for that one. Yeah, I feel okay about it. Think that pretty much does it for soccer talk. Shout outs for the week. This is kind of some soccer talk, but I wanted to shout out Kristen Press. Anytime someone's kind of knocking on the patriarchy, big fan. But she did a little segment on their like the Re-Ink podcast with Tobin, and she went on like a little rant about women taking men's last names in sports. Not
When the woman is the better athlete.
Yeah, when the woman is the better athlete is pretty much what it kind of came down to. And like she quote unquote said like the spirit of lesbianism, and maybe hetero people need to bring that into their relationships a little bit when it comes to name changing, and at least just think about why you're changing your name. I'm not saying this is a knock on everybody who changes their name, but Lindsay Heaps, really? Sophia Wilson, really? Mel Swanson? Pia was a cooler name. Maybe Pia was the right choice to keep.
Pew pew.
I don't know. I just want to shout her out for that because I don't always enjoy everything I watch on there, but I did like that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I had seen that clip, but I had scrolled by it about 15 times.
It's a good clip. You should go watch it if you haven't seen it yet.
You have an exciting contest coming up.
Yeah, I have to make everyone know this because there are, what was it, 86 other contestants, but I entered my cat into a cat photo contest, because there's 86 entrants. It's at a local bakery where I live, and because there's 86 entrants, they're doing 3 different rounds of voting to narrow it down to like a top 4 or something, or top, I don't know what it is. He's not in the first round. My cat Louis is not in the first round, but he will be in a round at some point. And when that happens, I'm going to be sending out the links so people can go vote for Louis, because if he wins, I get a free coffee, and a coffee drink gets named after him, which is like a huge prize. This is like the most lucrative thing I could have ever won in my life. The Louis latte.
Oh, I love that.
He's a little tuxedo cat. Maybe I could do some sort of like black and white kind of coffee inspo. I'm not really sure. I'll ask Lou what he thinks. But I just wanted to at least let people know that it is coming, and I will appreciate all the votes that he can get. This is something I've been taking very seriously for weeks. And it's now starting to kick off with the votes. But stay tuned, and I'll get the link out when he is eligible to be voted on. This is very important stuff on our podcast. Anything to do with cats is high importance. I think that's pretty much it. You have any shout outs?
No.
Okay. We want to thank our sponsors, the doctor's office and Hexham Ferments. You can follow us on social media. We're on Blue Sky and Instagram at Cooler Guild Pod.
Send us an email. You can send us an email. We love an email. It's thecoolerguild@gmail.com. You can also go to our main page, which is sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild.
We're also on YouTube now, figuring it out slowly but surely. It seems like the audio is getting a little bit more lined up. It was more improved this time. We're figuring it out. But you can go there, youtube.com/@thecoolerguild. Go subscribe there. If we hit a certain number of subscribers, I can start to do different stuff with it. So we appreciate the subscribers we've picked up over the past week.
And you can see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, my hair doesn't look very cool right now, but the color's good.
Oh
yeah. Because it's not fit over your headphones. Yeehaw. We got a yeehaw hat.
Couldn't hear you what?
You can go see the cowboy hat Van just put on, and you can also see my tote bag if you go there. Oh, your hair looks really funny. Anyways, go rate wherever you're listening. 5 stars. Till next time, I'm Coop.
I'm Van. Bye.
Stay cool, y'all.
Oh yeah, stay cool.
Bye.
Bye.